Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville.
We know you value buying local, especially when it comes to your magical supplies. So if you're looking for grimoires, decks, jewelry, candles, or herbs that are locally sourced, then come on down to Magus Books and Herbs. Curated for your ritual, ceremonial, spiritual, and spellwork needs, we've got all the tools to make your working extra. So make that prosperity ritual one that keeps on giving by visiting us at 1848 Central Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis, or visit us online at magusbooks.com.
Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 73, then hot and sunny on Saturday with a high of 91. Look great with t-shirts, hoodies, and more from Gritty Gear. Gritty Gear's clothing is of the highest quality, and they're a locally owned company that wants to make you look great, just like they've made us look great here at AM 950. Check out their sales and what's to offer at grittygearco.com.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story. This is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun.
And this is GhostBox Radio on AM 950, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. I was so tempted, Adam, to start the episode tonight with, and hour 43 of the Matt McNeil Show. Greg Bakun still filling in for Matt. I really don't have much more to say. Nothing at all. Sorry. Bye.
We're gonna go now to bumper music.
We're going to go. We're gonna select our music from the Elevator Music Library, and we hope you enjoy this. So no,
we are publicly funded, but we're not NPR, man. We don't have that kind of licensing.
We don't have elevator music. Come on, that's ridiculous. So it's Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, casual Friday around here. Once again, anything goes. If you have something on your mind, 952-946-6205. 952-946-6205. We have a contentious question of the week that we're going to get to, probably second segment. Actually, I see in the comments someone who I believe actually was born on the moon. That'd be Ernie Pack. So that's great. You can call in and tell us what it's like to be born up there. A contentious in a way.
Cheese.
Because it's all cheese up there. Contentious in the fact that I think people took the question a little too seriously and got angry over it, to be honest. What people relax. It's just a question.
Yeah, all opinions are good here. I mean, there is no wrong answer to a question of the week unless you just write purple. That has nothing to do with it, but
could be. I mean,
and somebody's kid got a hold of their phone.
Could very well be it. So yeah, I was a little bit like, really? Okay, whoa, okay. We'll get more into that in the second segment. A lot of stuff going on. Where we are not is we're not at the Gettysburg Bash that's happening this week out in Gettysburg, and that's going to be interesting. I haven't been out to Gettysburg, but you know what? I bless these people who are going out for this paranormal convention. I appreciate a good paranormal convention, But as I've told the story 300 times, when I was out there, it was just myself. I was out there for an event, but it wasn't a big convention. And honestly, I think that's the way I want it, to be perfectly honest. Just get out there and do some investigating. And Adam, hopefully someday, because I don't think you've been out there yet, have you?
No, I have not been to Gettysburg.
I hope you are able to.
I would like to pull the U and, go out when you're not supposed to, in places you're not supposed to, and go take the spirit box out there.
I don't know about, I didn't say that, did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is exactly what I did. We do a paranormal class, and we're just like, do not go anywhere without permission. And then I get to Gettysburg, and it's like, what? It's like, well, we just go there. It's closed. The battlefields are closed. Do you want to go out there? Yes, please. I do. I do very much. Thank you. And
were any of your students there?
No, they weren't.
Then you're good.
Good. Yeah, we're good. The thing is, I don't regret it either. It's the Getty. It's amazing, and it was. I hate to say it was a life-changing event. Here's a slight difference. Okay, a slight difference in my defense is that there were no gates, no barriers, nothing that was closed that was like, oh, we had to hop over, we didn't drive through anything. And
fair. So it wasn't technically like breaking in.
No breaking it. We didn't use a crowbar this time. Ever.
Okay.
And we it was all good. It's really. I really want to get back there, though. That was pretty incredible. And going during the day was pretty incredible as well. A friend of ours nearly ran us over while we were walking through the battlefields, which wasn't great. But that was really cool.
Is that really a friend?
Do I really have any friends? Speaking of is really a friend, here I am talking about something else, but then we have Ernie Pack, who's like, nope, we got to talk about my stuff. What I have going on over at Fort Duffield. Ernie says, we had an awesome event at Fort Duffield last weekend. No one asked. Spirit photos, squatches seen, plus my amazing cookout. No, I've heard. Now we know Fort Duffield is amazing, but I've heard people not enjoy your food. I'm just going to be very honest.
I was going to say there were two truths and a lie in that.
Right.
The squatching and the spirit photos. I don't know about his cooking.
Ernie, feel free to call in and tell us about the weekend. Seriously, if you want to, 952-946-6205. If you so desire, you can talk about Fort Duffield for a little bit. We're fine. It's Friday. We do that sort of thing. We also have someone said in the comments, you have friends, and look who it is. It's Mr. Fine Divine.
Well, she's psychic, so obviously she knows you got a friend somewhere, but she could be tapping into Linus.
Well, I kind of think she was talking about them being my friend. I didn't think I had to.
True.
I didn't have to actually like plainly like write it out for you, but that's fine. That's fine.
I just kind of wanted to dig there at you,
Oh, trust me, we saw it. If you want to open those gates and compete in that way, let's play. I was yelled at in question of the week this week. I'm ready for anybody, quite frankly. Jeez, come on! We just wanted to know if you believed in the moon landing. You don't need to get angry about it. Gosh,
I just like the fact I got to use a musical reference in my answer to the question of the week this week. So,
and then other people were using it after they saw you use it. It was really good. Yeah. So we have and we now people are getting worked up in the comments as well. Deb is like, "I'll play. Let's play." Yeah, I know you'll play. Yeah, that's I hope I see Adam on the phone. Did Ernie actually take me up on that offer?
All right. So apparently Ernie Pack is like Joe Hendry. You say his name and he shows up. That was a reference for Dave listening with Dev.
Oh my gosh. So this is the problem when you say stuff on the air. People actually do listen. We got the one and only Ernie Pack on the line. Ernie, how are you?
I'm doing great, Greg, despite the fact that I'm talking to you right now.
What is going on?
How are you, sir?
Why are you an angry person like all the time? It just makes me sad that you hold so much anger in for being such a small person. I don't understand.
I'm actually generally happy unless unless I'm having to, call into AM 950.
I'm happy as long as I don't have to use the area code 952 on any of my
I
phone
didn't know they
calls.
had phones in Kentucky, so I'm impressed.
Ooh.
Well,
I grew up
you
in
know,
Indiana. I'm allowed to make fun.
I had to go out and climb up on the pole, and
Yeah.
it's an old Green Acres reference there.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah,
I was gonna
absolutely.
thought you were gonna make it into the 21st century and had to wait for Starlink to line up.
No.
Gotta put on his
I don't even know
tinfoil
what.
cap.
I'm pretty sure those are aliens. I've seen that.
Well, that's how we get our signal out. So I didn't see that's too far
Exactly.
from sci-fi. Yeah, no. You had a good weekend then, huh?
Oh yeah, we had a great event this weekend. We had Squatchman there, of course. We had Todd and Leanne Eskew of the Black Wolf Paranormal.
You did.
The one and only Rob Stackowicz from Get Hunted flew down from Pennsylvania and joined us. We had a great
flew
time
down when the world
and,
could not fly anyone down. Let's just put that there too.
I mean, no shit. His flight was the
there we go.
only flight that left Newark on that day.
Was it really?
So I'm thinking there was some witchcraft going on. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I saw his post that he's just like, well, the one day I decide to fly, and then it goes from there. So no, that's so and this is something, and we've talked about Fort Duffield before, and I always have time to talk about Fort Duffield. That you guys had this event this last weekend, and I talked a little bit to Rob via Messenger after the event, and he's just, I don't think he knew I went down there before, because he's just like, man, it's so great, it's so cool, you'll see nothing like it. I'm like, trust me, you're right, first of all, but I have seen, and he was just blown away by it, and it was so awesome to hear how excited he was about it.
Yeah, it was a great time. I mean, he got some amazing EVPs here at the house, which you've been here as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just a really good time. I mean, all of those events that we've had, they seem to just build on one another and get better and better each time. I don't know if we're just getting better at putting them on. I mean, as far as how to handle them and orchestrate the night so that everything flows well.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, the activity seems to ramp up too each time.
And that's what I was wondering about, if you also meant too that every time you're going there, that the activity seems to be more and more things happening there. I mean, like Rob was talking about basically the eye shine that you all were seeing, and he was talking about what was out there, and it was so exciting to hear that, because I mean, I know we've experienced it all together in our own way, that Fort Duffield is just a wonderful location for so many levels, not even just on a paranormal level, but just as a historical level, as a beautiful place. I mean, there is so many pieces, there's so many facets to Fort Duffield, that it's like you all are working at just such I don't know, it can be so many different things.
It's a gem. It's a hidden gem.
Yeah, it's a gem. Yeah. What a shame you're running it, huh?
The word. You were just like going ep. So I
because I was trying to be nice, but I knew that you were still on the phone, and that's like kryptonite for me. So I just wasn't sure what to do there. So it's good that that's all working out. And all joking aside, if you want to experience some paranormal, like keen paranormal activity, and paranormal does not just mean spirits and ghosts, it means all sorts of things, and an earthen fort like Fort Duffield is clearly a place that you want to go and check out, and that is incredible. Do you have anything else coming up soon for Fort Duffield?
We don't have any of our public events planned yet. We've got a fairly busy fall season with Paracons, and we're going to be speaking at the Indiana Bigfoot Conference and different things like that coming up. It's like every weekend we have booked from here on out until Halloween. But we're going to try to schedule something ourselves after Halloween is over. But I know you and Shar have something coming up here at the fort, don't you?
Well, I mean, nothing that's been like publicly announced, but thanks for doing that. So there's that. I just was excited to hear
Well, we
that.
are in talks about an event at the fort with you and Shar. How's that?
So and this is the best part too. I'm trying to promote you, and like, do you have anything coming up? Not until 2026. Come on. Would you not know how to run a business? I mean, come on.
Well, we're just busy people. We've got, I mean, everything is already booked with private events and events here at the house, and us traveling to speaking engagements and things like that.
Yeah, because
you wouldn't understand that because you're not a celebrity.
No, I'm not at all.
Yeah.
And clearly I can't speak, as you pointed out earlier. So that they got that as well. And also you got the soiree coming up, right?
Oh yes, we'll be at the Supernatural soiree, October 26th. Yeah, at the Battleship, New Jersey. That's going to be. It's just a big party. It's hosted by the Get Haunted Network and Ghosted Magazine, and it's going to be amazing. I mean, there's a lot of great special guests coming. I'm not privy to all of the names on the list, but I know that Shane Pittman, Josh Purvis will be there, Patty Negri, me and Denise. I mean, come on, me, so forget everybody else. I'll be there.
We want people to go, Ernie, remember? We want people to go. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. There'll be other people there besides me that are cool.
Yes.
No, it's not a convention. It's not an investigation. It's nothing like that. It's everyone with even the slightest interest in the paranormal, just gathering together on this big, beautiful battleship for a party, a Halloween party. Going to be all kinds of special events going on within that party, and you can go to supernaturalsoiree.com and find out more about it and get your tickets for that.
Honestly, do it. I mean, it's going to be, I mean, everyone is very excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I wish I could go. I really do. But I think that we're planning something for Halloween here, and I need to stick around, I think, for the station. We did a 3-hour broadcast last year, and we're hoping to do something like that again. So if anything changes, I might be able to come on out and join you all. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot of good people. It's very exciting. And you're going to be there.
It is going to be a good time. And I'm glad to hear that you have something else going on, because initially we had talked about you driving down here and then riding up with us.
Yeah.
And, I was going to be stuck in the car with you for like 12, 13 hours. And,
No, I mean, trust me, I was like, no, it just doesn't feel like a smart thing for me to do. So yeah, no.
Yeah, well, sure, wound up in traction after riding with me. So.
Yeah. No, it's we're nonviolent people.
Right.
I mean,
but no, I wanted to call in though and just say hello to you. We hadn't talked. We've texted back and forth several times here over the last couple of months, but we haven't talked for a while. No. And it's always good to talk to you, and even Adam, the Hoosier.
Wow.
The transplanted Hoosier.
Thank you, Kentuckian.
Let's not get carried away. I mean, let's not darken the door of this broadcast. So. No, I'm glad you called in. I mean, I seriously mean that. I know it doesn't sound that, but trust me, I really am. And we got to get you back on the show sometime. Tell us about something else that we've already heard from you. That'd be a lot of fun. So,
Oh, well, I mean, I've got a world of knowledge. I mean, wisdom is what I like to call it.
That's a little world then.
Flat Earth, more like it.
No, for anyone listening, if there's anyone out there listening, I
doubt it. I really do.
Greg and I actually do get along, and we like each other. We do poke fun back and forth a lot, but I got a lot of respect for that guy, and consider him a good friend.
Well, and likewise, Ernie, it's really good to have you call in, and please give my best to Denise as well. I miss you both very much.
You can't hear her butting in.
No. I thought you
butting in.
I thought maybe she would have been hanging out with the bald hamsters. So, or are they gerbils? They're gerbils.
No,
They're still alive,
they
right?
are actually guinea pigs. They're guinea pigs. You said gerbil. Why? I don't get it.
Aren't they all the same?
No, they're not. They're different kinds of rodents. There's subcategories. Okay. We'll talk about this next time we talk, off the
Are you
air.
sure? It's so
I'll
exciting
explain
to
it all
talk
to you.
about it now. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Right.
Ernie Pack's Wild Kingdom of Gerbils.
Yeah, right. I mean, whether as we talked earlier in a different. Yeah, right. Exactly. All right, Ernie, we got to get to a break here, but I sincerely really appreciate you calling in. This is a lot of fun. It's great to hear your voice.
Good to talk to you guys. Y'all take care.
All right, take care. All right, and that was Ernie Pack, Pac-Man Paranormal, Fort Duffield. Go and check it out. If you haven't done so, go to Facebook and click and like Fort Duffield. It's a fantastic location, and we've talked about it a lot. We should probably get Ernie back on at some other point to talk more about it. And honestly, life-changing event for me happened there, and we've gone through that many times. Let's go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, let's get to the contentious question of the week. Anything else on your mind, people? Put it into the comments. It's great to hear Ernie. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. What you wear is important. It should be fun, creative, and expressive of your own personality. At Grady Gear Company, we believe that clothing is more than just fabric and threads. It's a form of self-expression and a way to stand out from the crowd. Grady Gear is more than just a clothing brand. We're a community. We're here to inspire and motivate you to embrace your true self. We are a locally owned small business who do custom clothing orders too. Find us at GradyGearCompany.com.
Reach your highest level of consciousness and well-being with MetamorphosisConnections.com. MetamorphosisConnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search MetamorphosisConnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on MetamorphosisConnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting MetamorphosisConnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's MetamorphosisConnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
We know you value buying local, especially when it comes to your magical supplies. So if you're looking for grimoires, decks, jewelry, candles, or herbs that are locally sourced, then come on down to Magus Books and Herbs. Curated for your ritual, ceremonial, spiritual, and spellwork needs, we've got all the tools to make your working extra. So make that prosperity ritual one that keeps on giving by visiting us at 1848 Central Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis, or visit us online at magusbooks.com.
Greg Bakun here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey bacon avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com.
One thing I do want to mention about Grady Gear is that they are having a sale going on right now. Their Christmas and July sale running now through July 28th. Go out there, see. They have a lot of clothing on sale, $19.99 for t-shirts, $39.99 for hoodies. The quality of this apparel is amazing. We've been talking about it, Adam and I, because we've gotten shirts from there and stuff. And it doesn't include any custom work, but they have a great selection of really fun clothing like t-shirts and and caps and all sorts of great things and hoodies. And you got to go out there and check it out. Go to grittygearco.com. You can also go to grittygearcompany.com as well. And check out what they have. That sale is now through July 28th. Welcome back to GhostBox Radio. And well, you may not want to post the last segment when it comes time for the podcast, or edit Ernie out. One of the two. It's up to you.
That would make it like a 4-minute segment, but I can try and get rid of Ernie.
Yeah, worth it for sure.
I know Denise has been trying for years to get rid of Ernie, but we can just do it with an edit button.
It's funny because Ernie's right. We love to joke.
Yeah.
You ever, you have those friends. Everyone has those friends where you just keep piling on each other. And it never ends. And you get people like, oh my God, this is uncomfortable. It's like, oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. It's a lot of fun. I forgot to ask him while Rob was over at the Ditto House if he broke any furniture, because that seems to be a thing over at the Ditto House that we when we were over there and Shar broke a chair, and not because of anything other than the chair just wasn't supported very well. That I'm not trying to say anything. It's just that it was I don't want to say a crappy chair, because then the packs are going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? But later in the weekend, Denise broke a chair, and she is just as thin as a leaf in a feather, and she broke the chair, and we all laughed. And I refuse to sit on any of the chairs because I know myself.
So you just sit on the
I see myself in the mirror. I sat on the sofa, the same place from the first night that had not broke when I sat on it. So I felt I was pretty safe. So yeah, that was the case. All right. So in this highly contentious question of the week, my goodness, I don't know. I think the paranormal community is getting a little too it wasn't even the paranormal community.
No, this is more the conspiracy theory community when it comes to moon landings.
So how many we got just on my page alone? We had 34 responses. I'm not going to read through all of them, because some of them are actually really long, trying to prove a point. That's nothing wrong with that. We just want to be careful. Some of them got a little political, so we're going to stop before we get to that. The question of the week: do you believe the moon landing in July of 1969 was real? Yes or no? And is there one thing that really sways you one way or the other into your beliefs? That doesn't sound like such a horrible question, but let's start, Adam. Let's start with you. What was your thoughts? Because you did respond, and what you got?
My thoughts have been, and it has been for many, many years, is that yes, we went to the moon. Yes, some of the footage and photos you saw from the moon were from the moon. But I do think some of the footage that was released to the public in 1969 may have been, quote unquote, filmed in a Hollywood basement, just because the quality wasn't good enough to broadcast. So to almost make it like what's it called? Like a dramatization of what was going on.
Yeah.
But yes, I absolutely feel that we've been to the moon. And we're going to go back eventually, because apparently we want to put some sort of drilling or something on there, because they've recently discovered that there's some sort of material that we can use. Well, now we're just going to get another space race, but people will be back up at the moon.
So you used a song
Yes.
title.
Yeah, Californication from Red Hot Chili Peppers, the line filmed in a Hollywood basement.
Now, do you want to know something interesting here?
What is that?
Ernie came on the show. He did his bit, and now we haven't seen him in the comments at all. They came in, they got on the show, and now they're done. They're not listening at all anymore.
They're like the dude at the party who shows up, kypes all the good alcohol, and then bounces and drinks it somewhere else.
Right. He's the Bill Murray. We came, we saw, we kicked, and then they went away. Yeah. Yeah. Unlike Ernie, I'm not going to swear on the air. So going to all of this, let's see. Brian says that there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there on a whole lot of things. Personally, I do believe the moon landing of 69 was real. I knew a couple who personally knew Edwin Buzz Aldrin, and they said they knew this individual told the truth One conspiracy theory I have studied for years is Marilyn Monroe murder. It definitely wasn't suicide. So a little deflection there, if you ask me.
I'm with him on that one. I believe Marilyn Monroe was a murder.
There is a book written by Nick. Oh gosh, I can't think of his name. That he's been on Ancient Aliens and stuff like that, and it's all about the connection between Marilyn Monroe, obviously the Kennedys, but also that they shared bed secrets with her about all sorts of UFO stuff. A lot of people say it's because of other things, but he believes that it's all, and that there's a diary that was kept. And if I remember, I'll post onto the page what the name of the book is. I have it as a Kindle, and it very interesting, very, very interesting. I'd love to get him on, but he doesn't respond, funny enough. So we got that. Now the question once again this week is, do you believe the moon landing of July 1969 was real? It's the 55th anniversary of it this month. Yes or no? And is there one thing that really sways you into your belief? Joanne says, I'm confused because of earlier podcasts I watched. Okay. Cindy says, questionable. I listened to Joe Rogan podcast. Oh, that had me questioning so many parts. Someone else references Joe, but in a different way in this.
The janitor from News Radio. Why?
The janitor from News Radio is a very rich person these days.
Again, why?
I don't know. It's amazing how that works, isn't it?
It is.
Let's see here. Bridget, she says, in the words of Red Hot Chili. Okay, there we go. Another one. Bridget, space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Okay, so another Californification. While I think the moon landing have existed, I'm not entirely sure all of them are real. Okay.
Yeah, I can buy that one too.
Yep. Robin says, my question is, who took the pics of the first man on the moon? And Jerry responds, their spacecraft had a camera mounted. Jerry also goes on to say, I believe I have friends who do not. They believe it was filmed. Ruben says, absolutely, but soiled a bit by how much of the science was used for the Nazi V2 program, which we had talked about when we had Craig Fraley on the show, and he wrote that book. Yeah, Werner von Braun. And let's see. And then someone responded to him. David says, many modern civil human rights have been derived from actions of the Nazis. I don't hear you complaining about that. See, why are people getting so worked up over it?
I have no idea.
It's actually funny. And like you and I were talking, they took it way too seriously. As Stephen says, what a silly question. Of course I believe facts. Thank you, Stephen. It's not silly to understand what people think. And I think answers like this and a couple others, if there were people who are like, I'm not so sure, I think that might have scared them away, quite frankly. Yeah. Maybe not.
I think so too. It's like, Dave, well, I'm going to come here and get dinged. It's like, no, this is supposed to be a safe space.
Yeah, exactly. And so David, who was the one that was complaining, who was bringing up other stuff the Nazis have done, David says, every day they shoot a laser beam at a target on the moon, measuring its distance and tracking the fact that it was a few inches further away each year. That target got there somehow. I agree. Just devil's advocate. Did they put that target there in 1969? I'm asking specifically about 69. Bruce says, I remember watching it. Yes, I believed it happened. David says that 100% it was real. And here we go. It's like, why do people have to get nasty about it? And the people who doubt it based on long debunked BS because of Joe Rogan or some flat earther insult the memories of people like Gus Grissom and Ed White of Apollo 1 who died for a bit of progress. There's a reason it took till Apollo 11 before it was a process, one that worked. Well, interesting. Now James Tyson, he says, yes, we got an answer from Barry Taff. Do you know who Barry Taff is?
No, I do not, unfortunately.
Barry was in an episode of Ghost Adventures, the one with David Ullman, and he did the seismic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the David Omen. Wow, that guy.
And so, and Barry is also in the Demon House documentary as well.
Oh yeah, I did watch the Demon House. So yeah, I don't know him personally, but yeah, I have seen a couple of things he's been on. I think you know him personally.
And so he says, I love the absurd skepticism about everything from the round earth to going to the moon and back in '69. It does get a bit political. So I'm going to stop there. No, I mean, Barry, you're welcome to that. This is a safe, non-political respite from politics program. Trying to be, but clearly we've asked the wrong question tonight for that. Let's see. Taco says, there seems to be renewed interest in the subject as of late. Lots of moon stuff on YouTube currently. Very interesting. Until it's debunked, my understanding is that the moon landing is real. I think that's a fine way of looking at it. I mean,
that's probably the fairest answer.
I certainly I also think so. Oh, John in the comments. I'm kind of rushing around here. John in the comments. He just says it's my birthday today. I'm 35 from Florida. Wow. Well, happy birthday, John. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Now, Nancy, in the comments here, I see that we have some comments. Let's see there. She says, because when you watched it on TV, when it happened, it was an amazing moment for our nation. It made you so proud to live here, even as a kid. That's kind of what I'm getting, and with a lot of people being like, I saw it. And I am not here to say it's not real. I'm just asking the question. But I do feel very much like, hey, we saw this. You weren't here. There's, you're coming after us, trying to take away an amazing achievement. And honestly, none of us are trying to do that. But I'm just curious about what people thought about that. So let's see here.
That actually brings up a good point. How many more years into the future will we be when there are going to be folks who are like, oh, the Berlin Wall never existed, when all of us watched it be torn down in the late 80s?
Well, the one that gets me, and I don't know if we've really talked about this, and this is kind of going to get a little political, I guess. I don't want to hear people say that 9/11 is an inside job. I just don't want to hear it.
Yeah, it didn't. It's not that.
And so I'm assuming, and it's an assumption, that people like that's their not that that's their 9/11, but that's their like moment of like, I know what I know, and I know that this is this was a great moment for us. We achieved it. President Kennedy put that out for us in I think it was 61, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, it was the early 60s where he promised by the end of the decade they'd be on the moon.
Absolutely. And so this is what we got. And for me, where people like, 9/11, that was clearly the US making that happen. I just don't want to hear it. So trust me, I get that. So you'll never see a program on here about we will do anything about conspiracy, but not that one.
We're not going to cover loose change. So
yeah. And even like when we covered the moon landing, it's just because it's been around for so long. People, some of the answers tonight were along the lines of like, oh, these are kind of recent. People are starting to wonder if the moon landing was real or hoax. No, it's been around for a very, very long time. So let's see here. Tom says, I believe that all attempts to be the first country to land on the moon was true. I believe President Johnson knew the Russians were ahead of technology, causing them to fake it. Since a flag was left as well as other equipment, it wouldn't be hard to change my mind if they can prove it be sending a drone to that area to show the exact spot. So is Tom saying that he doesn't believe it happened? I'm a little confused.
It does sound that way, but it almost sounds like he's on the fence, but if he can get that, if James Webb can get like, a nice shot of it or something like that.
Yeah. Very much so.
Which to me, that's been the greatest thing that NASA's done, is that James Webb telescope.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing. And what we thought we knew of the galaxy, no, we had no clue.
We also have Sarah says, yes, history, plus I watched it. We got Chris McKindle, the head of Warren Legacy Foundation. He wrote, and he says, I believe it was real. You cannot have a conspiracy with that many people involved. Somebody would have spilled the beans by now. I had somebody else on years ago, and we need to get to a break here, but I have somebody years ago who said to me that they believe that the people who worked at NASA, they believed in what they're doing, but it was something that it was kind of like dummy work, because they just didn't, it actually didn't amount to anything. Now that is hard. And I think Chris is absolutely right. I think that how do you get that? How do you pull that off? But people come up with answers for anything. We're going to read more of these, but we got to get a break in here. Keep putting more of your comments in the comment section. I really like this. It's just we're just having a fun conversation about the moon landing that everyone's getting angry about. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950.
Are you one of thousands of individuals who know you have psychic abilities but don't know how to tap into your higher self? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who offers classes that can help you reach your goals. Refined Divine holds classes Monday and Thursday at her 2 locations and via Zoom. Classes consist of manifestation, learning psychic abilities, shadow work, and healing trauma. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
This is Psychic Medium Deb. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
If you own a holistic or metaphysical business and are looking to expand, then you need to be listed on metamorphosisconnections.com. It's a network where you can grow with like-minded practitioners and reach new clients. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. Metamorphosisconnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
Greg Bakun here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information. You know, now that we got everyone riled up here on GhostBox Radio, just want to let everyone know that it's a good opportunity tomorrow and Sunday to kind of relax and get some healing done. You can go to the Charvinity Psychic and Healing Fair over at Doubletree by Hilton, Minneapolis Airport. Like I said, that is tomorrow and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The first 25 people receive a free grab bag. There's over 20 readers and healers. They're offering services all weekend. Maria Shah will be there. Shar will be there. There is going to be a gift bag giveaway to for if you, I think you're going to have, well, you're going to have a giveaway for a gift bag, but there's also going to be a gift box that's going to be given away as well. A lot of great people are going to be there tomorrow. I'm going to be there to just promote the show and promote the station. So if you come on out tomorrow, let the folks know that you heard about it through GhostBox Radio. And if you come on out, come by and see me. We could talk about the moon landing. Wouldn't that be fun, Adam? It seems to be going so well so far.
Yeah, let's talk. Okay, and then next we're going to talk about the Mars Curiosity rover.
Yes,
because you know that's Filmed in Arizona and New Mexico. All of that footage.
Absolutely. It was filmed at the same time that Diamonds Are Forever was filmed, because they shot all that in Vegas, you know. So
I thought it was the same time Tora Tora was filmed, and we just colorized it.
Joshua brought up a good point. He said, remember a guy called Aldrin, a guy calling Aldrin a phony, and then Aldrin just punches him out, and it's all on video.
God, yes,
You
I have
remember that?
seen that clip. Yeah, that's from probably like 10, 11 years ago, but yes, I remember that clip.
Yeah, that's just like, that's, and forget about that. But he's contractually obliged as part of the Flat Earth Society to punch out people who disagree with him landing on the moon. Which is the moon flat? Have we figured that out yet?
What, the Flat Earth Society?
Well, no, if the moon is flat as well.
So, from what I understand, we're flat. Everything else is round.
Everything else in the solar system is round?
That's what I've gathered from the one individual I know who really goes into the whole flat Earth theory.
Okay. All right. And, like we said, I mean, everything's a safe place, but I would bring on a flat earther as a guest, but I just don't know if I could go through with it. I believe in a lot of weird things, but that one, I really don't. I really don't. So do you?
No. And
besides, have I been insulting you?
No, the interview would fall flat.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
So
here all weekend.
Yeah.
But no, I did have a conversation once with a guy I know who is a flat earther, and no voices got raised or nothing like that. I heard him out, and I'm like, right on, and then moved on to another conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's their belief, 100%.
It's better to have an idea than a belief.
We're asking if people thought that the moon landing was fake or not, and if so, what was it that sways you in that one direction over the other? Katie says that she doesn't believe that we landed there. Moni says nope. You look at the footprints from that picture and the boots in the museum; they're not the same. Let's see. Tom says, I believe it was a real voyage to Earth's only natural satellite, the moon. My real curiosity is, what did Apollo astronauts see on the dark side of the moon? I don't know.
Roger Waters? Oh, I'm sorry. Just a Pink Floyd reference.
Let's see here. Sean says, yes, I believe it was real. The evidence for it outweighs the evidence that it didn't. I trust scientists and engineers, not whoever came up with the idea that something like that could ever be faked. Furthermore, when it comes down to it, it's also fundamental to my worldview that whatever Cold War military logic produced the Apollo program, humanity actually achieved one of its most impressive acts 8 days before I was born. There you go.
Yeah.
Tracy says, yeah, all the fake BS, and Tracy did not write BS, the government does and is capable of, makes me now doubt it. Stephanie says, why haven't we went back? But we did, didn't we?
We went back like 3 times.
Yeah. And so I when I read that, I'm like, do I not know history? I know some history. Chris he believes that they did, and he has some choice words for people who don't. God, come on. Let's see. Ken says, got several stories on that. The one most credible said they did, but placed alternate pictures to remove things in the backdrop. Debris on the moon, pictures of American flag on the moon was dubbed in. It shows a breeze moving the flag.
There is an atmosphere on the moon, though. It is a light atmosphere, but there is an atmosphere, so you can get a breeze.
Right. Well, some of these people don't think so. Ken says the late great Alexei Leonov was asked that question. His answer has been my answer since. At the height of the Cold War, we were watching everything the Americans did, and they're watching us. If they were faking it, we would have been happy to embarrass them. So,
okay, I always felt that too. Why didn't one of the communist countries call it out right then and there?
Exactly.
They were as impressed as the American citizens were that it happened and no one died that time around.
No. Now, Joshua also says regarding Tom's comment, and I was wondering about this too. They didn't go to the dark side of the moon, so I don't know what they would have seen on the dark side of the moon. And I don't know if Tom is alluding to something else. Now, going to the AM 950 radio page, there's a lot of very kind people on there. It's like, I don't think they like us. I don't think the people who listen to our radio station actually likes our show. Let's see here.
Well, we do stick out like a sore thumb compared to everything else
It
on this
really does,
station.
and people just get really nasty on some of that. And not that this is really nasty, but it just is like, let's see here. Justin says there is more evidence that we went there than evidence that we did not. It'd be impossible for every one of the 400,000 people who worked on Apollo to keep a secret this long. I didn't realize there was 400,000 people working on it. That's a lot of people.
In a way, probably, because because it's a government project, if they were building the rockets like they build weapons, different factories throughout the US will create different components. So if you count all of those people, yeah, you're probably hitting like 400K.
I will respectfully disagree with that, because that's 1969. I do believe we get there, but and maybe he's talking over the course of the 50 years.
Maybe over the whole Apollo program.
Yeah. And once again, we're only talking 1969. James very kindly said, yes, wow, not much local programming outside the progressive shows, huh? So oh, James, and I bet you're not even listening. Let's see here. Deborah says, yes, people I trust went and then talked about it. So she knew people who went to the moon, apparently.
That would be really neat to know somebody who went there and, actually, granted, I don't think they'd be able to actually feel any of the atmosphere or anything through those suits, but, just to have them describe personally that experience.
Lynette in the comments says, I don't get the reason why the moon landing would be faked. And I think the main reason that people believe that it was fake is because because of the big threat, or the big competition between the Soviet Union and the U.S. This was such a big deal. Kennedy put it out there. We want to get to having someone land on the moon by the end of the 60s. And those sort of things just meant so much for our countries and for the pride of our countries and our patriotism and everything, that people believe, because it took so long to get something to work, as well as what eventually landed on the moon. And there's been a lot of mistakes, some accidents, people have died, that some people believe that that turnaround to get it right was too quick, and that's why people believe that it might have been faked. But that's just a theory. It's never been corroborated at all. So yeah, let's see here. What about my page here? There's more nice people. That's where you answered earlier. Was my page. Let's see. James, if you don't mind, James, I'm not going to read the entirety of your answer. There's a lot of great points to it. He certainly believes that we landed on the moon, and he has a lot of facts. If you go to GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun on Facebook, you'll be able to see for yourself everything that he had done, and that's he put a lot of stuff in there. And now Diana says she believes in it the same reason as Adam, and she kind of gets a little political. James responds, gets a little political back, so we not going to do that. Ernie, who we heard early in the show, and once he got on the show to talk to us, he stopped listening. He believes that we landed on the moon. And then Stacy says, I also agree that the moon landing was real, but believe some of the footage was made on Earth. At the time, the technology just wasn't capable of what the country needed to see. So embellishing the footage to promote the welfare of the country was okay, in my opinion. I do not think we would have spent all the time, money, and sacrifices on a lie. And then finally, your wife, Danielle, says, I personally think it was real. When the question was first brought up, I did look into how they would have transmitted the images, and also why we have footage of Neil Armstrong walking off the lunar lander, and found answers for both that seems scientifically sound. So there we go. On this controversial episode of GhostBox Radio.
What are they gonna? What's gonna happen if we ever put like a real topic out there for question of the week?
We can't.
They
It's
know when
clear.
we'll answer.
we cannot put a real topic out there. We cannot trust everyone to play well in the sandbox. It's just my goodness. But I think the greatest thing that we found out today, the greatest lesson was that the folks who go to the AM 950 radio Facebook page, they're the harshest of them all. So I don't know.
Radio fans are the lifeblood of radio, but they're also the most commentators. Yeah, and it's fine. It's fine. It's just I love the fact that you can't just say yes or no. You have to add with some sort of snarky sort of put down towards somebody, and so that's interesting. Dave and Deb said they just drove through today. What did you just drive through today? Just kind of curious. What's that? Right here, this one.
Oh, I see that.
Being
Okay.
excited, but a passing car could go by and Dave would get excited.
Yeah, I just okay. I mean, I appreciate you all listening, but you're not really listening to the show, are you? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. My goodness. Yeah, we got a lot of comments. My goodness, we're out of time. Look at that. The week's over. So why don't we do this? We're going to end the program. Once again, folks, if you're available, please come out and see me over at the Charvinity Psychic and Healing Fair tomorrow at the Doubletree by Hilton Minneapolis Airport. Once again, that's tomorrow and Sunday. First 25 people receive a free grab bag. We'll be back next week. Next week, we're going to have on Brandon Alvis from Haunted Discoveries. I'm really excited that we finally got him to be on the program. And then, let's just have a good weekend, everybody. Don't think about the moon too much. It's not a big deal, trust me. But I appreciate your answers. We'll be back next week. Everyone, have a fantastic weekend and take care.
It's Brad Friedman, your friendly investigative blogger, journalist, and host of the Bradcast on AM